Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, Internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. And I'm going to lay down some quick thoughts here on this new Gfoty album, or rather compilation, Gfotybucks. Gfoty is one of many pseudonyms on the PC Music label right now, which if you're not familiar with that music label, they are a burgeoning pop and electronic music label out of the UK that has been delivering some of the most experimental and trendy sounds in these genres this decade. And whenever I've caught a PC Music compilation, Volume 1, Volume 2, Gfoty has always stood out to me as being one of the weirder projects under the PC Music umbrella. This series of songs, which are spread out over 30 minutes. There's like well over a dozen cuts here, not a whole lot of runtime for each song on this thing. There are a number of interludes as well, where there's kind of like these weird short vocal renditions of already well-known pop songs, like All the Small Things from Blink-182, for example, is one of several. And the cuts on this thing are these short, disorienting, jagged, completely almost like unpredictable and ugly, hedonistic, hideous, but also really stimulating and strange. I don't want to say sound collages, because I know nearly every sound packed into these songs is an original sound, at least it feels like that, but it almost feels like nearly every single passage and nearly every piece of percussion, piece of vocal, piece of synth lead, whatever, is like pulled from another place. It's almost like they're taking every awful idea, like all the worst pop cliches of the past 15 years, and just completely rendering them down into something that's almost completely unrecognizable and is totally, I don't want to say unlistenable, but is super, super gimmicky and just totally off the wall. Like, one would not listen to this looking to it to deliver the same kind of instantaneous pop joy, pop thrill that you would typically get out of the music that clearly influences this stuff. Like, this is like a Frankenstein monster of pop music. It sort of takes those usual pop cliches and turns them up to the point where you have incredibly hedonistic lyrics on here just about drinking, 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 sucking dick, sucking dick, sucking dick. I'm not even joking. Like, it's definitely a comment. It is definitely a comment. It's a really weird experience. I'm not going to say I got much out of it after a couple listens, because once the complete unpredictability of it and the gimmicky kind of quality to it wore off a bit, I grew more and more tired of it, but it is a fun thrill for at least a few listens. And in a way, it's kind of tough as a review, because very few tracks on here, I think, work effectively as standalone cuts, because nearly every track on this thing feels like a weird bridge to nowhere, a motif that doesn't really build up into anything, just a weird, disorienting display of pop nonsense. And then on top of that, while I think that it works much better as a tapestry, as an overall experience, it does grow kind of old, but I'm not going to say that there's absolutely no value to it whatsoever. I like the concept and I like the attempt of what's going on here. However, it's just not very listenable after a while and does kind of grow a little tiresome. However, I'm absolutely positively sure that was certainly an intention here. I mean, I'm looking over the track listing here. There are at least a couple tracks on here that I would certainly recommend, and I could certainly see myself coming back to, whether that be the Christmas song on here, which I thought was very cheeky, very funny, the song Tongue, which I thought was pretty hilarious and catchy. USA was certainly awesome, though I remember that track being released earlier than this compilation. And of course, Friday Night being one of the grossest and most hedonistic and ridiculous songs on the entire project. So there certainly are some songs I will come back to, and Gfoty will most definitely remain a project in the PC music camp that I continue to look out for. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Like, did it resonate with you? Are you seeing more to this project than I am? Are you getting a lot of the same things out of it that I am? And like, what do you expect from PC music right now going forward? Over here next to my head is another review you can check out, or you can click on the link to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Forever.